This is the 2 Cents Podcast, and I'm your host, Nino. As always, thank the man upstairs for waking me up, sitting out on another day, letting me come back in one piece. Please, people, continue to hit that subscribe button, send them subscriptions. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Now, I'm going to send some shout-outs. First of all, to my buddy, my partner, send a shout-out to Mr. David Parker of the USA Podcast. People, this man is doing fabulous, extravagant things. I mean, he has all kind of variables as far as podcasting and great content, from relationships to motivation to health to, all kind of good things. I mean, things that tips will help you to go to work, even some kind of like, he has even physical therapy relationships. I mean, even massages and all kind of relationships. Check my partner out. He's really doing his thing. I really am proud of it. I really am. That again, that is David Parker on USA Podcast. Okay, let me shout out to my people that I always shout out. First of all, what up, Big Marlon, Ross Strickland, Donald Freeman. What up, Mark Parker? What up, Big Foley? What up, Andre Williams? What up to my guy, Tony Campbell? What it do? What up, Big Norris? What up to my man, Curtis? Hey, man, keep pushing with that podcast, Big C. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. What up, Anthony Humphrey? Mr. Brett Allen? What up, B.A.? How you doing, partner? What up? What's going on with you? What's doing good? What up to my nephews? Keith, who's in town. He's about to head back down to H-Town. What up, Big Jew? What it do? What up to my fabulous son, MJ King? What up to my grandson, Zion? Yep, that school bell will be ringing in the morning. The ISD where I live will start their first fall classes in the morning, so things will get kind of different when school start back. And now, to all the ladies that, always seem to hold me down and give great content. What up, Miss Lucille? What up to Miss Valeria? What up to my Valerie? What up to Miss Brittany? What up, Miss Mary Bell? What it do? What it do? What up to Miss Ivy Silver? What up to Miss Destiny? Miss Erica? What it do? What up, Miss Shelley? What up to Miss Naomi? Miss Daisy? Miss Amber? What it do? What it do? What's going on with you? What's going on with all the people out there? What up, Miss Anaya? I'll be forgetting Miss Anaya. How you doing, Miss Anaya? What up, Miss Candace? What it do, Miss Candace? What's going on? Well, as I said, Miss Daisy. What up to her boyfriend, Chapato? What up, Chapato? What's going on, people? What's going on with all you people out there? I hope everybody's in good spirits and getting along and, going on their merry way and everything good. Before I get to the topic, also, Nino has, I am blessed to have a few skills and a few things. I'm trying to get my podcast life going, but also I can cook a little bit and I can make up a mean batch of brownies. I've been told my brownies should be really in the stores, So right now, I'm going to unveil, this is my brownies right here. They are very good. I make them, and I'm really not selling them yet, even though people say I should sell them on the internet. So here's the brownies right now. Some of them are, my peeps and my customers and came through and got a little square piece of it. But everybody love them. I mean, from my co-workers to my physicians, a lot of my grandsons' teachers love them, people that I work with. I go in the grocery stores and I have told people about them. I have advertised a taste for them. They love it. They love it. They workout fanatics, workout fanatics. They'll be in the gym, that, watch their waistline and everything. They have a taste of it. I mean, I remember one guy even said, hey, Nino, you gonna have me cheating. I mean, he took a taste of the brownie and he was like, oh, I gotta go work out. It was a leg day he was going to work out. He like, now I'm about to turn that leg day into a leg day. Plus, I'm gonna have the shoulders and he's gonna have to hit his core. So please, the brownies as I just showed them, if you seen them when I just gave you a little vision of them, leave something in my comments. I do make them. I'm not charging nobody for them right now because I just love doing things like that. I love trying to put smiles on people's faces. But, leave a comment and, I'll send you some. I currently in Texas. I'll send you some. I'm not charging nobody nothing like that right now. I just really like the feedback. And everybody that I have came across and have tasted them said them brownies are one of a kind. Now, let me get to the topic at hand that two of my callers had called in and want me to, give my little couple of cents on. Today's topic is, why does toxic relationships often come with great sex? Toxic relationships sometimes include great sex, even though the overall relationship is unhealthy. It's a combination of things that can develop. A release of bonding hormones during sex and the intensity of emotions, both positive and negative, within a relationship through toxicity isn't still a good look and definitely still have harmful effects. Now, here are 5 footnotes why toxic or toxicity relationships can lead or include great sex. Number 1, hormonal bonding. Sex releases hormones like oxytocin, which promote bonding and feelings of closeness. In toxic relationships, this can create a false sense of connection and intimacy, even when the relationship lacks emotional stability and healthy communication. Well, you can see in a toxic relationship, they will get along for a few minutes, but most of the relationship, they're almost beating the crap out of each other, where it's physical beating the crap out of each other, or it's verbal beating the crap out of each other with verbal talk. But, they're not going nowhere. I think actually the altercations, the confrontations fuel their fire. And a lot of time, the confrontations get somewhat brutal. And I'm not just talking about the man putting hands on the woman. Man, these women are fighting back. I have seen it where the man is bruised up. They took one to the eye. They got socked in the eye. They took a shot to the gut. Then got hit with things, because mostly in the situation that where I have been told, the man is usually more physical with his hands as far as his altercation toward the woman. But I guess because most of the time the woman is the smaller creature, she is going to pick up objects and throw at the man. So again, but saying that, they will do all of that, and then next thing you know, by the evening time, they're in the bed at their loft having mad sex. I mean, great sex. And I have heard from the fellas now, ladies, I don't know if this is true because I don't be around the ladies, but I have heard a woman that's toxic, or a woman that's consumed with toxicity, have some of the greatest and some of the best, vagina work, some of the best that thing she had between her legs as the man has ever come up against. And I have heard that, I really have. Number 2, intense emotions. Toxic relationships often involve intense highs and lows, including passionate makeup sex. After arguments, this emotional roller coaster can feel exciting and addictive, making it harder to leave the relationship. I think when they are toxic a lot of times, or it seems when they're toxic a lot of times, look like the arguments are, it is highs and lows. So when they're going good, peeps, and this is what I have seen, what have been told to me, even when I have watched, like a Tubi movie, Tubi has a movie out now, Toxic AF. I mean, toxic as fuck. And what I will read into that is what I have seen look like the lows, when the highs are going good and they are just chilling, it seems like sooner or later they just need a spark. And now here come the madness. It's like, because as long as they getting along, being cordial to each other, it seems like this sooner or later, come around that corner, somebody is going to say something where insecurity comes into the picture, or say this might happen. A lot of time with toxic relationships, one partner probably loves the other partner more often than the other. And a lot of time it's infidelity with toxic relationships. So either, let's say the man is cheating. So now the woman is standing silent and doing right by him, but, she checks his phone because he's not only sleeping with her, even though they say they are in a real, solid relationship, even though it's toxic, but he's sleeping with other women. So now the woman is checking his phone when the man leaves, and he has to go take care of things, even if he's running a business or even if he's going to work. The woman is always questioning his loyalty and his honor, because, it's just things that she has, I guess, went and got forensics, or she has gained evidence by girlfriends talking, passing the word on that they see her man out with other women. But what I'm trying to say is, now she doesn't believe him, but so now she is, questioning, his fidelity toward her, because he's showing infidelity. So they have a big argument. Now it's a big altercation. Things are going crazy. All chaos break loose. But again, the great sex brings them back together. And as I would say again, this is just not the woman, can't cut ties with the relationship. The man is also sprung on that good stuff the woman had between her legs. That man is not going nowhere. Basically, that man, though he is going out and sleeping with other women, and this woman is getting fed up and telling him it's over, he still looks at her as, you my woman, and vice versa. Even though this woman might be come to the club or see this man out, or acting crazy, acting a fool towards other women that she has found out that he possibly been sleeping with, they're not going to cut ties. All they want to do, both of them, is act up. But then when they get back along with each other, they get back intimately, and then the sex seems like to heal for only a second, though. Remember, the sex is only going to heal the emotions and the problem for a second, because the toxic and the toxicity still looms greater than any and everything in the relationships. Number 3, intermittent reinforcement. The irregular and unpredictable nature of a toxic relationship can lead to intermittent reinforcement pattern, similar to gambling, where the occasional positive experience, like good sex, keeps someone hooked despite the overall negativity. Just like a gambler. And that's why I'm not a gambler, because I know people. You can go down to the casino. You be on the high street. I mean, the coin machines, you throwing this and that. You can come up on $2,000 or $3,000. And my whole point is, when you come up on $2,000 or $3,000, why don't you quit and go home with a gain? You came up. But a real gambler say, no, it's an addiction till I got to keep going, because now they think they got $2,000 or $3,000. They can get $10,000. They can get $20,000. The more you get, the more you want. That's a gambling effect. And see, I see with the situation of intermittent reinforcement. You're hooked. So even though through all the negativity, you still see this is your man. Through all the negativity, man, you still see this as your woman. The common bond again is y'all have y'all little spat. Y'all act crazy, maybe even in the public, or y'all might even act crazy, when y'all inside, in your place or whatever. But y'all gonna get in that bed, it leads to sex, and I think that really just turns the sex on more. I mean, it's wild how, you can be beat up, kind of like physically, but yet they'll get in that bed and that man will get his stroke on with his woman, and then that woman in return will get on top of that man and ride him and put that back in there and throw that pussy cat like, it ain't never like no woman ain't never throw that pussy cat to a man ever. I mean, it's crazy. Number 4, trauma bonds. In some cases, toxic relationships can create strong trauma bonds where individuals become attached to their partner due to the cycle of abuse, intermittent affection, including sexual intimacy. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't do nothing but spark it. When, again, we're going to beat each other up. We're gonna put the deuce up. And a lot of times, like I say, this is very unhealthy. This is very unhealthy. But the salvation, the common piece of tranquility is through all of this, we're gonna go home and we're gonna have mad sex. Because again, in their mind, this is just making the relationship stronger. They are loving each other more. Now, if you're on the outside looking in at this, another individual, you say, man, these two people need to get away from each other. They're going to kill each other if they hadn't already killed each other. But it's a love that's crazy. And again, they try to detach from each other. For if the man gets tired of getting into it with the woman, the woman gets tired of getting into it with the man. But that common bond is holding them together, though, no matter how much they go at it, how much they at each other's throat. Man, that good sex when they get in that sack is second to none, man. Hey, I'm Nino. I done experienced many things, and I'm only going to keep it a buck with you. I had a female, and, she was very toxic. Now, I had to eventually get away from her because it was something else she done. But I'm not going to lie, peeps. The lady was so dope in the bedroom, had some of the best pussy cat I ever had in my life. I'm talking about foreplay, sexy, can put it down with that, with that neck. She can put it down with that neck, with that mouth is on point, everything. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, volatile, and women that's, a little bit deranged are just a beast in that bed, but that's true. And honest it is, that's true. And ladies, I'm pretty sure you feel the same way toward a lot of these men, I guess that's why a lot of women go back. You probably see a woman that's in a toxic relationship, and I don't condone this, and her man is being a little bit abusive. I don't condone no abusive. But probably a lot of the reason why she go back is, she's scared and she's firm, and because he is a man and he's probably a little bit, sideways. But I imagine though, man, how he chucking that pickle to her and how he putting it down and putting that, how he putting that oral tongue on her, That's a big reason why she probably keep going back too, because it's something to it. Somebody, you in a relationship and it is toxic where y'all just always just never agreeing with nothing. I mean, you know, y'all are more bickering toward each other than anything. But then again, y'all can't let each other go. That is crazy. Number 5, and the last one. False sense of security. The good sex can create a false sense of security and compatibility, making the underlying problems and making it harder to recognize the need for a healthier relationship. Well, again, both people might think, no matter, say if the man plays off and he got him a couple of side females that he's knocking off, you know, pretty consistent. Still though, he loves that woman that he's in that toxic relationship with. You know, he's digging her because maybe the other women that he's knocking off doesn't challenge him, you know, emotionally like the woman he's in a toxic relationship with. You know, they don't get mad like she gets mad. You know, they there, you know, the straight for the sex. I'm talking about the other women, their side pieces. They do their little thing. They don't care. They not checking his phone, even if he's knocking out one of his side females. And the woman that he in a toxic relationship is giving him a call. The other women don't care about that. They're not going to question him or nothing because they know what it is. But see, with this woman that he's in a toxic relationship in, you know, it's a different thing. So now he's insecure for one thing, you know. That's why, again, she's insecure. That's why the question come on. Because no matter what, people, if you are secure about yourself, insecure who you are, you don't question your partner in a relationship. If you got a mind, if you got a gut feeling that he or she is not doing right, you just get out of it. You know, your value is worth more than that. You know, kind of what I'm saying, you know, don't go looking for nothing, because a lot of times you will find what you go looking for. But when they're in this toxic relationship, and a lot of times that great sex comes by because they welcome each other madness. You dig what I'm saying? He loves her bizarreness. He loves her craziness. She loves his bizarreness. She loves his craziness. You know, you can see it. As I seen this movie again, toxic as fuck. That's what it means. But it's called Toxic AF. No matter how they battle each other, the female finally slept with, you know, another dude. The man was sleeping with a lot of other females, you know, but they would always come back to each other, and they would always broadcast where everybody would hear it, including themselves. I'm not going nowhere. You my woman, and she would say, you're my man. And they would make up, you know, with mad sex. I mean, it was just crazy. And often they would keep saying, hey man, we gotta go our separate ways. This is not healthy. This is not healthy at all. I mean, you can bring parents in it, you can bring, you know, all kind of therapists and everything in it. But it is something about when you be in them toxic relationships, man, that great sex is this. You know, it's number one. It's number one. I mean, it's crazy how it is, but it's true. See, that's the weirdness of how things go as us as people live. You know, that is though. I can't stand you. You can't stand me. We always butting heads. You know, we always just, you know, confrontational with each other. But when we get in bed and you turn the cameras on, we're greater than adult porn stars, and that's a fact. Why does toxic relationships often come with great sex? That's just what it is. 2 cents. The pie.